Multiple crises. My next guest had the opportunity to judge for himself on Thursday as one of 6 GOP senators invited to visit the Oval Office and meet with President Biden face-to-face. Wyoming Senator John Barrasso joins me right now. He is the 3rd ranking member in the Senate Republican leadership. And Senator, it is always a pleasure to see you. Thanks very much for being here.
Thank you, Maria.
Can you tell us about your meeting in the Oval Office? What was discussed?
Well, it was very positive, very productive, and it was about infrastructure. That was the topic. And I'll tell you why I believe that Joe Biden is actually interested in cutting a deal with Republicans. We knew going in we were going to be Plan B. And Plan A is still the big infrastructure bill that has very little to do with infrastructure. Massive tax increases, massive spending. Joe Biden, I think, in the administration realized they cannot muster the votes that they would need, even using reconciliation, to get such a monstrous piece of legislation done. We were there talking specifically hard infrastructure, physical infrastructure, roads, bridges, ports, waterways, the important things, airports, things that the American people think of as infrastructure. And we used as a basis of that the bill that I had passed out of the Environment and Public Works Committee, bipartisan, 21-0 in the last Congress. I voted for it, and Bernie Sanders voted for it. Now, Maria, Joe Biden wants all those things, but of course he wants a lot more. And we told him we're willing to work with him on the things I mentioned, but we're going to leave out subsidies for electric vehicles, the green bad deal. We're going to leave out so-called climate justice, and we're going to meet again on Tuesday looking to get a solution.
I want to ask you about this upcoming Tuesday meeting. I'm wondering if all of this is optics, if they're just going to try to get it through reconciliation anyway. So stay with us. Quick break and then more with John Barrasso on these very important meetings he's having on the Biden economic agenda. Back in a moment. Welcome back. We are back with Senator John Barrasso, the Senate Republican Conference Chairman. And Senator, real quick on Biden's plan to raise taxes. Is this all optics? He's meeting with you guys and then he's just going to try to get it through reconciliation anyway. Does he have support on his side?
He does not, and he certainly knows from the Republicans that met with him the other day, we are not touching the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that was so successful in stimulating our economy in 2017. But we're going to meet and talk about different ways to pay for this legislation going forward to make sure we have the core infrastructure the American people need.
So the bottom line is some Democrats are saying, I'm not agreeing to higher taxes unless the SALT deduction is in there. And Bernie Sanders is saying, I'm not agreeing to anything if the SALT deduction is in there. Yeah,
the Democrats are divided on this, thankfully, for the benefit of the country, because we know higher taxes are going to hurt our economy dramatically. You started this last segment talking about inflation. I mean, I'm home in Wyoming, talking at a high school commencement today in Thermopolis, Wyoming. And what I'm hearing all around Wyoming is we can't hire people and costs are going up. Gasoline, groceries, because so much money has already been sent out by this administration, and we're paying people more to not work than to work. These are important key issues for our economy into the future.
Absolutely. So happy you're doing that at the high school in Wyoming. Good for you. Let me ask you about the Colonial Pipeline. Talk about paying off. There was a ransom paid here. And to know that the Colonial Pipeline shutdown can create such havoc in the Northeast, that shows you how vulnerable we are. What are your thoughts on Biden's policy of canceling the XL pipeline?
Yeah. We need more pipelines, not fewer pipelines. Pipelines are a lifeline for our energy, for our economy, for jobs. This administration has been asleep at the switch on this. If one pipeline goes down and can cause this amount of panics and these long lines, it tells you how vulnerable we are. And not just as Joe Biden canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, the Secretary of Interior had previously gone to North Dakota to protest the Dakota Access Pipeline. You have John Kerry, the climate czar, going to New York telling Wall Street, don't invest in pipelines because they're evil. This is how much this administration is against fossil fuels. Yeah. They hate fossil fuels more than our enemies. Right now, we are using more oil from Russia than we are from Alaska. We need more pipelines, not fewer.
Unbelievable. Real quick, Senator, you're from Wyoming. Will Liz Cheney get reelected?
Well, I expect to hear a lot about this at the high school graduation today. Look, we only have a 3-member delegation. We work closely together. We're all conservative. We're fighting an administration. We need to take back the House and take back the Senate.